Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. I am a little hoarse today after a weekend full of soccer games. But today I wanted to walk through how I take my weekly schedule and break it down into a daily schedule. Over the weekend, I did walk through how I create this weekly plan, but now I want to take it and break it down even smaller. When I look at the whole week in one day, I get a little overwhelmed sometimes, and I really just want to look at one day at a time and really break down those things that I have to get accomplished today. So, looking at my weekly schedule, a few things have already changed from when I did the whole layout on, I think I did it Friday evening, but I did add a meeting that I need to attend. And then my son's soccer practice got canceled since both JV and varsity played 5 games this weekend. I also found out that I will be traveling for work on Wednesday, but it is just a day trip. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in. But this is one of the reasons why I use my friction pens and highlighters because things do change frequently. So I love to be able to just erase them and make it look clean. So now I'm going to take the rough schedule that I laid out for today and transfer it over to a daily sheet. Again, these are HB90 pages that have been slightly modified. So keeping the tasks that I have to do this week in mind as I make my plan, because of course I want to be moving towards accomplishing my goals. So that means doing the tasks that I have broken down in order to achieve those goals. So the first thing that I did was drop in the date up there. It's hard to read a little bit today, but I was just playing around with something new. Now I'm going to pull out my HB90 notebook and reference my task blocks that I like to try to achieve throughout the week. And I am going to use a Tuesday as my reference point since I am going to be going into the office today. And I normally start by dropping in all my non-negotiables, but really I only have that one meeting today, so it's a really simple day for planning tasks around appointments and meetings. So the first thing that I'm going to do is drop in my working hours. And since I do have to drive to work and home, I'm going to put these little hash marks at the beginning and end of my workday. But I am just planning on working from 8:30 to 4:30 and then a half-hour drive time before and a half-hour drive time after. And then I'll drop in the single meeting that I have today. And sometimes I like to highlight the whole area, other times I will just outline it. But since this was only a half-hour meeting, I did just highlight that whole line. If you're new to HB90, a task block is 30 minutes, so everything is broken down into 30 minutes. I had originally thought that my son had soccer practice, so I was going to do my making all the plans work while he was at soccer practice, but instead I'm going to flip back to what a normal day would look like and do my home tasks right after work. And then after dinner and after everything's cleaned up, I will switch gears and change to making all the plans tasks for the rest of the evening. And I usually leave about a half an hour around 9 o'clock just to do my evening routine. That way, I have gone through my evening routine before my husband goes to bed. So, gray is just routine, pink is making all the plans, green is home tasks, and the peach is work tasks. I also will be using a light blue, which is exercise. But I really like to color code my day. It just makes it a lot easier to take a glance and see where I should be and what I should be working on. And of course, this is a pretty simple day. I will share tomorrow as well since it's a little bit crazier, but this is a good place to start. Now I'm going to break down my top 3 for the day, and I like to pick one from each area of my life: personal, professional, and passion. So for making all the plans, I want to get this video posted. I want to sweat. And if I end up taking too long to post this video in the morning, then I'll have to move that blue to a different area during the day. And my third is for work, and it is to update the Splunk dashboards. So now that I have the skeleton of my day written out, I'm going to look at each one of the bigger task blocks and write down what needs done during which task block. So for my morning exercise, I want to spend some time on the treadmill and get my back exercises in since my back has been bothering me. And then for work, again, I want to do the Splunk dashboards, but I want to move it down here as well in case I forget to look at my top three. So I just want to make sure that I incorporate those three things when I break down my task blocks below. And I'm assuming that I will sweat when I'm on the treadmill, so I didn't feel the need to rewrite sweat down below. But for work, it's the Splunk dashboards, decide on a conference whether I'm going to go to it or not, clean up the lab, organize the tools, and get the surplus list together. And I'm doing these things because there aren't going to be a lot of people in the office today. And I'm specifically going in to meet a new employee and just to get some of these random things done that I don't have time to do when the office is full of other people and I'm trying to work as a team with my colleagues. So for home for today, I really need to just do a few things that I would normally do on the weekend. But since I was at soccer pretty much all weekend, and then when I got home, I just crashed. So for home, I need to do a quick grocery stop just for dinner for tonight. I need to do my meal plan for the rest of the week and put in a grocery order to pick up tomorrow. And then for dinner tonight, I think we'll do meatball subs, but then my son and I will do a different, like spicy beef with rice because he and I are the only ones that like it and he's been really in the mood for it. But I haven't had an opportunity to just cook for the two of us, so I will end up making two separate meals tonight. Thankfully, they're both fairly quick. And then I need to just reset the laundry. I will do one load, but then really I need to take what is clean and put it away or maybe run it through the dryer and get some wrinkles out. But literally, it was all about soccer this weekend, and I got the uniform clean and pretty much left everything else just to sit there. And again, I'm just carrying that color coding across to the different sections so that I know what goes with what task block section. So, looking at my tasks from last week, I did not do a great job on exercise last week at all. I did a good job on making all the plans, and we did test drive a car. So now we just need to decide. But I'm going to move both the test driving the car and the windows over to this week, and hopefully I can get more of that knocked out. And then since I didn't do photo maintenance number one, I am going to switch some tasks around. I will put this cheapest planner back in my tasks for next week, and I'll push that down the road a little bit. Again, that's one of the reasons why I like this post-it note method so that everything is very easily moved around. If I come up with a different idea that I want to do first, I can just shift everything around and it is easy. But I'm a very tactile person, so just having it all in Notion wasn't working for me. This is working so much better. So I just changed the date on that. And then I have the three videos that I had originally had scheduled, but I also want to put up another video tomorrow about a crazy day, so that's not here. However, I do usually do this plan at night, so just recording it isn't a big deal. It's the editing part that takes a little bit of time. But since I had not decided to do that when I was writing out this plan, that is not on this list. So I will probably just stay up a little bit later tonight in order to get that done, since tomorrow I'm taking off. And as I mentioned before, tomorrow will be a completely different type of day than today. But I'm going to do a lot of scripting on videos tonight. I'd like to get an Instagram post either up or ready to go, and then work through any comments and admin that I need to do for making all the plans. I am going to throw in just a little bit of decor because I don't like this corner just being blank, but I also don't regularly decorate my daily just because I only use it for one day and it seems like a waste of time and materials. I am just using the same things that I used on my weekly spreads, so that makes it a little bit easier, but I would be perfectly fine if I did not decorate this at all. I would have ended up just writing a quote here in this open space, or maybe even used it for my grocery list. But the functional aspects of this daily schedule is really what I go to and what I need in order to make my day be somewhat successful. I am going to drop in a few other stickers from the Mixed Media Mom sticker book, and one just says love this life. The other one says you're doing amazing. And then I also grabbed the one that says Mama Needs, and I just wrote to get stuff done. So, as I mentioned, tomorrow I will be putting up a different sort of day. It's mostly appointments and things like that. I may choose another day where I have multiple types of things happening so that I can show like the transitions and things like that. But I wanted to show this step because for me, this is what makes the system work at its best. When I don't take this daily step, it does not work as well. And some people can do this mentally, but really I have to write this down in order to stay on track. Will I accomplish everything that I've written out? Probably not, especially at work. I'll probably get dragged in 100 different directions like I usually do. But if I don't plan out my day ahead, it's so much easier for somebody to hijack my day and my time. I'm more than willing to help people at work, but I also need to keep in mind the things that I need to get done. But if I don't write those things down and I'm not conscious of them, I get to the end of the day and I don't feel like I've accomplished anything because when I look at my bigger to-do list, none of those things get checked off. So hopefully this all made sense, but if you want to go through another day with me, join me again tomorrow, where I try to balance home, making all the plans, and all of my kids' appointments, maybe with an errand thrown in between. But thanks for joining me today. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and if you want to be reminded of tomorrow's video, don't forget to hit that little bell icon. But I really appreciate you joining me on this journey. I hope that you have a great day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.